Well, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. We're going to read Luke 23:26 to 43. As they led Jesus away, they seized one Simon of Cyrene, who was coming in from the country, and laid on him the cross to carry it behind Jesus. And there followed him a great multitude of the people, and of women who were mourning and lamenting for him. Turning to them, Jesus said, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming when they will say, 'Blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that never nursed.' Then they will begin to say to the mountains, 'Fall on us,' and to the hills, 'Cover us.' For if they do these things when the wood is green, what will happen when it is dry?" Two others who were criminals were led away to be put to death with him. And when they came to the place that is called the Skull, there they crucified him and the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. And Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And they cast lots to divide his garments. And the people stood by watching, but the rulers scoffed at him, saying, "He saved others, let him save himself, if he is the Christ of God, his chosen one." The soldiers also mocked him, coming up and offering him sour wine, and saying, "If you are king of the Jews, save yourself." There was also an inscription over him, "This is the King of the Jews." One of the criminals who were hanged railed at him, saying, "Are you not the Christ? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we are receiving the due reward for our deeds, but this man has done nothing wrong." And he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus said to him, "Truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." So it's a very stylized is not quite the right word, but it's a picture of the crucifixion and how it happened, and each detail that's inserted there fulfills one prophecy or other. So it's almost as if the early church has created this narrative in such a way that it demonstrates throughout that Jesus is the one that the Old Testament scriptures pointed to. Not to say that it didn't happen that way or anything like that. I'm just saying that the way it's written keeps bringing in all these Old Testament references. And we could comb through there and dig out those references. There's a lot of them. But we're not going to do that. But think about his crucifixion. Now, he was just about beaten to death before they made him walk up the hill. And then they crucify him. It's an extremely painful, excruciatingly painful way to die. You're hanging there. You can't breathe because your chest is struggling like that. You can't get your breath out. You don't have any way to breathe out because your muscles are all strained. And so you're in incredible pain, desperate for air, and you can't get any more. It's amazing to me that they managed to have these conversations on the cross, but again, that's what the text says happened. So that's, we have to take it that way. It's a very painful way to die. Jesus goes there, without sin, takes our sins on him. Now, what does that mean? Well, we've only got a couple minutes here. We can answer that, no problem. Jesus takes our humanity, our human being, our flesh, to the cross, and is crucified, sort of representing all of humanity, and takes our humanity that's common to all of us to death. And because he has no sin, he is able to defeat death and comes back. And so he's that's how he saves us. It's a great mystery, and I don't understand all of it, except to say that he's not simply there substituting himself for us. It's much more, it's much deeper and more complicated than that, frankly. But anyway, he's dying. So what's going to happen tomorrow? Hang on and we'll see. You have a good day, though, and we'll see you tomorrow.